I think for some extraordinary reason it's still acceptable for young people to be prejudiced and racist against travellers.
Gypsy, tinker, smelly gypsies.
Pikey, dirty pig, whatever name went, we was called.
Some called us pikeys, gypsies, all things like that, when they're not true.
Being a gypsy, you weren't considered part of the community.
And there was always someone, it didn't matter how many accepted you for what you were, there was always someone that wouldn't.
If I used to come to school with my new Nike trainers on, you know, where did you get them? Did you nick them trainers?
Because we don't live in a house, some of us live in caravans, that's what they probably think of us.
It's because it's a lack of understanding. The student who has bullied will not know why they're bullying. It'll just be a stigma. They've heard a phrase, they've heard this nasty word, and we want to eliminate it.
Gypsy, Roma and traveller children can face racism and bullying at school, causing many to drop out before year 11. Despite most doing well at primary level, their overall GCSE results are worse than other groups. We look at the work of schools in 3 local authorities to see how they have tackled prejudice towards this group and raised attendance and attainment.
Well, they are the lowest achieving group, and which is why we need a special focus on affirming their ethnicity, celebrating their culture and providing them with the kind of experience in school which is going to see them improving in terms of standards of achievement.
One of the things that we spend a lot of time doing is building up trust, building up positive relationships with the community.
I think we need to do more and more work with schools, looking at stereotypes, looking at feelings and how people react, and celebrating the strengths of the traveller community.
When I was younger, I did used to get a few name callers and that. You can't really do much, can you, when there's a big gang of them?
We do get really upset about it, and that's when we lash out.
I used to hit the person that called me the name. But I can't do it. It's not funny, man.
9 times out of 10, we were blamed for causing the trouble, but we weren't. All we were doing was just standing up for our own rights, and because we were the gypsies, we were the ones that came into school, we were the ones that caused the fights, the name calling, but they didn't see it from our point of view, that we were the ones that were being bullied, and we were outnumbered at least 50 kids to 1.
One of the ways to reduce racism directed towards this group is to increase awareness and understanding of the traveller heritage. This primary school regularly visits the Romany Life Centre at Cranbrook in Kent with this in mind.
Yeah, but it's actually quite small. Yeah, but if it's small, it's really cozy. I know.
Everyone needs a Scrooge.
This was built in 1970, well, we call it a trailer, you always call them caravans. We used to put our money into, like, caravans, china, jewellery, because we never used to carry any money about with us, and we didn't used to believe in banks.
I like all the wagons,
the horses,
and travelling around everywhere, meeting new people and places.
I asked the children why did they think that Henry and other travellers had encountered unkindness in their lives. They thought about it quite deeply, and then one of the children said, because it's different. People are frightened of something that's different. Just brought it all very much to life and really made it real for them.
When everybody learns about traveller history, as happens here, then this is what breaks down prejudices, because prejudices are essentially about ignorance.
Travellers' children are often seen as being different, even before starting school, because most don't have any experience of playgroup. To encourage attendance at nursery, Hertfordshire has produced a booklet.
The photographs in the book that we produced are all travellers, and this immediately has an enormous impact. Families recognise the children. It gives us a great entree into gaining their confidence.
In Brent, an on-site nursery for traveller preschoolers provides the same sort of play experiences that children from other communities enjoy.
They're learning lots of skills like sharing, like listening to each other. And what I've seen is that once they've left the provision and gone on to mainstream, they've settled in very, very well in school.
Developing pride in their traveller background can reduce the dropout rate in years 8 and 9. John Kelly Girls Technology College pupils have produced an Irish Travellers booklet celebrating their unique way of life.
Because a lot of staff, a lot of new teachers don't know about the Irish traveller community, as I didn't when I first started out, I thought it was important to educate the teachers about the travelling community.
But like we've often had like teachers, what I have anyway, and like students come up to me and suppose where do you travel and how far do you travel? Do you love travelling around the world? And I'm just like, yeah, I travel around the world, but really I don't. They need something like this to help them, show them what we're really like about.
I asked the girls to make a booklet and I asked them what they would like in it so that other people would know about them and about their culture. So they came up with religion, about the site, where they live and about their general lives.
And it can go far beyond that. It can go into their fashion world, it can go into their expectations and aspirations, but it's about them going back to their grassroots and being very proud of them.
It's gone down very, very well with the other children, and that has really gone a long way to forging really good relationships that the children have with their peers.
Back in Kent, the Romany Life Centre has proved the inspiration for an even more ambitious teaching aid. A film called Cushti Achin Tan, meaning a good place to stay, was made by pupils from the nearby Angley School.
It's called Cushti Achin Tan because one of the important things as well is to affirm and celebrate the traveller language.
We've done a lot of travelling around with a wagon. We'll just go mostly to Kent, fruit picking, nut picking and things like that.
It'll get like people more interested in the culture, like in schools and stuff like that when they see it, and other people.
They all have different types of brackets. Some were carved on both sides, some were only on one side, some were more ornate.
Okay, so what sort of things did you think were interesting in the film that you've just seen?
I thought it must be pretty amazing how they actually could all carve everything so well.
I think that's a really important skill, isn't it? And that's why people from the traveller community don't want those sort of skills to be lost.
This is actually my mum's arm basket that she used to go out with when I was a baby. Full up with whatever she could take out that day to try and earn a living.
And you get someone come out, the gorgeous come out, go away, go away.
I thought it was a bit harsh how they just kicked all those, if they were trying to sell you something, they said, shoo, go away.
One boy said it was horrible when they walked to the door and people would shoo them away. I thought that was good because they were taking it all in.
I felt it was an absolutely excellent way of getting across that they are, yes, they are different from us in many ways, but also that the similarities.
At the time that it was produced, the biggest plus was the fact that every traveller parent of children in school came into school to see that DVD presented. And I think that says it all in itself, doesn't it? The fact that it bridged that gap.
In the past, these parents themselves often missed out on education, especially at secondary level.
Everybody had to work, children as well. I worked from as long as I could remember, always had to work. So I didn't get to go to school.
I did go on to secondary school, but I was only there for a month.
I was 12 and a half when I left school. And from then on I never had no idea at all what I was going to do.
My mum pulled me out, and that's it.
I'm used to working in schools where they don't go further than year 9. To get them actually to year 9 has been really very, very difficult.
What I've done is basically not bend rules, but be flexible as far as timetabling is concerned. There are different attendance rates for travellers, but I don't ever tell them that I expect them to come to school every single day. And the girls can see the benefit of that because obviously they're not singled out as being treated differently.
If we get treated differently now, we're going to think we're different to other people and they're going to think we're different as well, but we're really not. We're like the same. So we don't really want to be treated different, just want to be treated the same.
Here at John Kelly, we've got girls going up into Year 11. We've got 3 Irish Traveller girls who've just transferred to the College of North West London, who are doing hospitality catering courses already, which means that their aspirations at John Kelly have obviously been stretched enough for them to believe that they can do it.
I want to stay on at sixth form, do some catering, but when I start college, I also want to look at other careers, so I've always got something else to fall on.
Lydia left secondary school after a few months barely literate. Now she's 22 and a successful learning support assistant working with her traveller community.
Now I'm doing a level 1, bottom half of my GCSEs next month. So I can't wait to do that. I'm doing a teacher's assistant MVQ level 3 course. And you know, I've just come on so much and come so forward. To be honest, I look back at where I was and I just, you know, I don't know how I've done it.
Because her own education was so rudimentary, Mignonette is especially keen for her children to succeed.
Say hello to the camera.
No.
Monica's 11, she's completed primary, she's now on to secondary, which after that she's going to go to college and university. She wants to be a vet. Mignonette, she's 7 next month. Wants to be a dancer on telly, so I'm not going to stop them. I'll push them. Won't not pull them out. No way.
Travellers' children often flourish at primary, but unless supported, they can struggle at secondary level.
Primary was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. The teachers were used to travellers. But then moving on, when I was about 12 to secondary school, we had big problems there with name calling, and they didn't know anything about travellers. And it wasn't only the children, it was teachers as well.
I think transition is another key issue, that in Year 6 the children have developed really good relationships with their teacher, who they see for all the day. But once they go into secondary school, they're having to forge new relationships with lots of different adults.
Some of the strategies we've used is supporting children at Key Stage 2, at the SATs, just before SATs, giving them some extra support, not just travellers, but often other youngsters as well, in order that they go into secondary education reaching level 4.
Well, we have taster days in June, and all the students come from the primary schools. So if there's 3 travellers coming with one of our feeder primary schools, they come just like any other student. And we also hold a summer school, and we have some students from the traveller group come in the summer holidays, so they get used to coming in the building and they're not thinking this is alien to me, but they're included with everybody else. We don't do it just for the travellers, we do it for them all.
Now, if schools don't invest their time in doing that with traveller children, then the result is that you'll see a fall off in attendance, and then you'll see issues in terms of children feeling isolated and not being able to forge meaningful relationships in schools.
Thank you.